Alrighty. So first, let's pause. Let's see what we got here. A bunch of shit. I'm not even gonna really explain what any of these cards do. Just know that this card right here, pretty important. So the nigga starts off throwing shit down. I used a very important card, bait him. He throws Ash. Now what Ash does is basically stop anything from going to the graveyard, sitting, or hand traps. It's a hand trap stopper. So I baited him. He proceeds to do his little bullshit. It doesn't even matter what these cards do at this point. Just know a lot of shit is getting sacrificed. Now this nigga you gotta stop the game for. This is important. 25-25, so that's a sturdy card off rip. Now what he could do is he could change the attack of all monsters currently on the field to 0 for the turn, except for level 8 Cyber Fusion monsters. So that's crazy off rip. So that's a problem. Then he calls this little bitch out from the graveyard. These are the only cards that's really doing shit the whole duel. So this one, whenever you fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link, all of the real shit. When you do that, he can negate that monster off rip. So like that shit is just annoying. And it's 3,000 attack, so sturdy as well. My turn. Now this is where the Yugi Moto shit come in. Basically what my deck is, I send my spell and trap cards to the graveyard, call out the monsters. That's all you seeing. Boom. All you seeing all day. Now, with this sturdy nigga right here, when he's sent to the graveyard and then I play a level 3 monster, any level 3, I could basically call him out from the graveyard as a tuner. Tuners are important. Use tuners to synchro summon. These are like fancy fusions. You don't gotta use polymerization, none of that extra shit. You just send them to the grave. Now, what he did was use this monster's effect to negate this one, because I was going to use him to destroy this annoying nigga right here. That wasn't going to work out. So I had to synchro again. Bring out this guy. Now with this guy, I could draw a card, but he gonna do his shit. Make them all 0, which is cool. I could live with that. Now I couldn't use his other effect to destroy, so I brought out the King of all calamities, Mr. Demon Timer himself. Now he couldn't do nothing to stop me. He brought out a monster from the grave because I destroyed his monster, his little bullshit effect, so he could not be left, you know, red-handed next turn. He was trying to clash and destroy my monster because they was equal, so I used the King of Calamities to negate that attack, and he can't attack me or use effects for the rest of the turn, basically. But he still could bring out, you know, his shit, of course, from the grave, because it only affects monsters on the field. Now he's just bringing out monsters that's not going to help him at all. He's panicking at this point. So it wasn't much I could do with those 2 effects out, so I got to try and bait him into using his effects. I'm just putting the cards through the ringer, you know, bringing them out, send them to the graveyard, get to bring one back out, banish that, get to bring out this guy. Now I got a bunch of cards out, you know, so I could XYZ summon. Now this is all just bait, so he could use his effects. But he baited me, so he could turn all his monsters to 0 for free. Well, all of our monsters to 0 for free. So he just locked up this turn. I had to, you know, finesse something. Brought out my star player. He uses a graveyard effect to negate this monster, so I had to bring out bullshit. And this is where the finesse comes into play. He basically used his field spell. He's using some of the monster to wipe my field, get a free 4,000 attack, and he thinks he got this shit in the bag. So I use my star player, bait him, bring out my monster so he can use his effect. His effect is he basically can, during either player's turn, you know, he could sacrifice 1,000 life points, especially summon one fairy monster from his hand or graveyard in defensive position. He thought he was going to, you know, bring out some heat, really get things going. No, star player comes in again. Remember I told you, remember him? He basically negates and destroys any monster effect on the field. And this is where he lost. So this is what you don't want to do. Press random buttons, because I discarded one of my cards to stop my own effect. You know, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing. And I brought out the demon, just in case he wanted to, you know, use a card effect to stop my attacks. That's game.